Nemotron, OpenClaw, NemoClaw, OpenShell, NIMS. So what's with all these buzzwords, Rafi? After my last video about Adobe integrating NVIDIA's OpenShell, I got a lot of DMs asking me to explain OpenShell, along with all the other NVIDIA terms flying around right now. So, here's how I understand it. Basically, Nemotron, OpenClaw, NemoClaw, and OpenShell are all distinct parts of NVIDIA's software stack. And when you put them together, they form a complete enterprise-ready autonomous AI system. And if you want to understand how it works, I like to think of this tech stack as the blueprint for building a highly secure and efficient shared services team in your company. Think of Nemotron as the raw resources. These are NVIDIA's open foundation AI models. Instead of renting an AI from the outside, Nemotron is your in-house data analyst or supply chain coordinator or legal assistant that lives exclusively on your own servers. It's kind of the brains of this team. Now, raw talent is great, but it needs a process. OpenClaw is that open source playbook, the framework that teaches your AI how to actually be an agent and how to use software tools, break down massive tasks and execute them step by step. Something like, passing dozens of vendor contracts or compliance risks, or even cross-referencing regional sales data against inventory to flag supply bottlenecks. This is essential stuff, but tedious work, the bulk of which would be great to offload to an agent. Now, open source is fantastic, but in the enterprise world, we need guarantees. So we have NemoClaw. Think of this as your seasoned operations director or chief compliance officer. It takes open source playbook from OpenClaw and hardens it for the enterprise, making sure your AI agents strictly follow your operational rules, your corporate governance. So where does all this work actually happen? Inside OpenShell. If NemoClaw is the ops director, then OpenShell is the biometric lock on the boardroom door. It's the privacy engine and the secure runtime. It makes sure that whatever your agents are working on, product roadmaps or sensitive customer data, mergers and acquisitions, proposals, or even prototypes or proprietary financial models, none of that will leave your secure environment within OpenShell. In that sense, I guess it's the ultimate digital NDA. The bottom line for us as business leaders is we don't need to get bogged down in the code. What matters here is the strategy. When you put Nemotron, OpenClaw, NemoClaw, and OpenShell together, you're essentially buying confidence. You are building a secure, private AI infrastructure that protects your most valuable IP whilst massively scaling your output. At least that's the promise. Leave a comment if you found this explainer helpful, and if you've got a different take on NVIDIA's agentic tech stack, I'd love to hear that too. The SCAN team is currently working with our partners on how agentic systems can securely optimize their business. So why not reach out and book a demo to see how we can build this with you?